for them to portray her as this spoiled brat Tuesday really, really pissed me off. Yeah, I said that word that y'all are criticizing her for saying. You teenagers say far worse. She said pissed me off. And that pisses me off. Anyway, I'm pissed that they aired that. Nakaya's been competing since she was 5 years old. Not ever has she won first place in the competition. Never. She's been second, third, seventh, 12th. She's been all types of places. She's never won first. So why would she be that angry about not winning first at a competition that's not even real? Did that make any sense to you? And you won because you're famous. You didn't win because you got on the stage and you did the stand. You won because you're famous. So clearly that reaction didn't make sense if you really paid attention to the show. It didn't make any sense. She reacted the way that she reacted because they called her out for a special award. That was not a look of, oh my God, I'm angry. It was a look of, oh my God, they really called my name. See, Nakaya hasn't been on Dance Moms in about 3 years. So she finally got a chance to go back this time and redeem herself because the last time she was there, she did look bad. So this time she goes back and she got a solo. So for them to call her out for a special award after she did her solo is what made her give that shocked reaction like, oh my God. It was not because Kendall won, because her and Kendall were not even competing against each other, but I'll address that later. I just want you to know how edited things can be. I don't know if you guys remember back in like season 2 when we first came on Dance Moms, and somebody, I don't know which kid it was in the dressing room, and Nakaya introduced herself and they asked, what's your name? And she said, my name's Nakaya. One of the kids said, I'll call you Laquifa. And that aired, and people went on social media, and oh my God, they gave that kid the blues, whoever said it. And that is not what she said. I felt so bad for her, but that's not what the kid said. They never said, I'll call you Laquifa to Nakaya. They were talking about a routine that the ALGC did, apparently, that was called Call Me Laquifa. And they were talking about the routine. Somehow that was chopped and edited, and they used it to say that a kid called my daughter Laquifa, and she didn't. That just goes to show how people can edit anything. And it's not just with me, and it's not just with Nakaya. It's with all of the kids. A lot of the stuff that you see is not real. But I'm not going to go on behind the scenes and how everything is done. I'm just letting you know it's not all real. Back to Nakaya and Kendall competing against each other. They were not competing against each other. Nakaya is older than both Kendall and Cameron. All of them had solos that week. Cameron's solo was cut. They didn't air it. They didn't air it because there was not enough drama between me and Cameron's mom. There was more drama between me and Jill. So Cameron's whole solo and that whole storyline was cut out of that episode. And they only aired Nakaya and Kendall, who again were not in the same age group. Nakaya's older. Kendall was in age 13 and 14 for whatever reason, and they put Nakaya in senior, which was 15 and over. The person that beat Nakaya was 18, and she was a brilliant dancer. She was amazing. She had a perfect score. So she deserved that. We were not upset about that. How they fixed it in the end, it looked like it was Kendall against her. I don't know. I don't work behind the cameras, but that's not what happened. As far as Nakaya's comment about they only won because they're famous, she was not talking about Kendall solo because, again, they weren't competing against each other. When she said that, she was talking about ALDC winning only because they're famous. And it was clear she wasn't talking about a solo because she said, we deserve to win. Now, why would she say the word we if she's talking about a solo, which would just be one dancer? She would have said, I deserve to win. She was talking about the group number. And Nakaya was not the only one who was talking about the ALDC winning just because they're famous. All of the moms were outside talking about it, including ALDC moms who, for some reason that week, said Candy Apple's routine was really good and they deserve to win it. But you know that'll never happen because we have to win because the show is about us. So that's she was piggybacking off of the comment that the other parents and Kathy and everybody was making about how ALDC always wins because they're the stars of the show. She was piggybacking off of that. It's the truth. I don't care how much of a diehard ALDC fan you guys are. It is the truth. If you're a real competitive dancer, there is no dance studio that wins every single competition. There are studios that will blow ALDC all the way out of the water. They win because they are the stars of the show. If you go on any of these dance competition pages, Sheer Talent, NYDE, Believe, you see the pages are full of photos of Abby Lee and the ALDC girls because they do that to stay part of the show. So if you want to keep getting called back week after week and getting your competition paid to film this show, what are you going to do? You're going to make sure that the star team wins, right? So y'all can get mad all you want to about her making the comment that they only won because they're famous. It is the truth whether you want to believe it or not. Does Abby have an amazing team? She does, but it's not any better than some of these other teams, like in your own hometown, that are just amazing, but they don't always win. They always win because it's their show. They're the stars of the show. They're always going to win. And that's fine. But you will not keep dragging my daughter because she said something that was true. It is true. The moms at ALDC know that they're always going to win. It's part of how the show goes. So my purpose in saying this was, you guys are angry because she's saying something that you guys have known to be the truth for many years, is that the competitions are not real. You never see anybody at Dance Moms filming at Showbiz and Star Power and Starbound and all these other, bigger competitions, Masquerade. They go to the same ones, and that's because they're not real.
And they immediately made us look like the bad people, like the crazy ones, the bullies, all that stuff. I remember going to the competition on the first episode that I filmed, and they said, "Can you say that you think you did better than the other contestants?" Meaning the other groups. And I said, "Absolutely." And so I said that.
I thought that I was better than most of the people.
You thought you were better than most of the people in this group? Oh, that's cocky.
But that's how I feel, performance-wise.
They edited it and made it seem like I was saying it about the girls that I was dancing with, and from there, everybody that watched the show hated me. The girls on the show turned on me for the show. The moms turned on my mom, and it just was literally just a crazy entire mess. Reality television isn't scripted, but it's not reality. Things are set up. They never hand you a script, but all I can tell you is that they set up situations that might have not actually happened, which causes a reaction and something to happen that wouldn't have if they didn't set it up. Reality TV is the farthest thing from reality without there being a script.
When the moms fight, is it scripted? No, it's not scripted at all. What happens. It is produced, and we do have producers that want stuff.
And a lot of the times, what you guys see isn't truly what I'm mad at, or what Christy's mad at, or what Jill. When the fights occur, they might be occurring for something that production did that we're mad about, or something that somebody else did, but they make it look like it's towards somebody else.
Yeah, the TV shows, they edited on the TV show, but what is said is what is said. It just it might not be in exactly the same.
Did you guys, for instance, here's a good example. Did you see me throw a water bottle?
Yes!
And they made it look like I threw it at Jesslyn.
Walk your happy ass that way and back straight. Thank you.
Wow.
You're trying to make up to cause drama. So walk your that way.
I threw it at a producer. Because
this producer is so annoying.
Way pregnant, and she just kept lying and lying and lying just to try and get the moms to say things to me, and I'm like, "You're lying," and she would not stop, and so I'm like, "Screw you."